Hi everybody, my name's Audra and this is Living Crafty and Cozy, and this is going to be birthday edition. Yes, summer months are birthday season for us. We usually have 3 birthdays like 3 months in a row, May, June, and July. So my daughter's is ending the birthday cycle here, and she asked for me to do a My Singing Monsters birthday party for her. So this is a cute little game that she likes to play, and all these different creepy little monsters like to be on one island and sing together. So as I always do, I turn to Amazon, and yes, they had the birthday party package. So I am just using these items to help kind of fill in the background, and I'm DIYing the rest. Let's get going. I am just starting by hanging up this cute little banner on the back wall by our table. And then I am just gluing the birthday banner in place on our little countertop here, where I'm going to put the main decorative piece. You'll see later. I saved that to the end. The first guy that I'm going to make, and by the way, I use almost all Dollar Tree items. It's like between Dollar General and Dollar Tree. All of this is to recreate the monsters. It's all just different items that I found in these stores. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this little green cleaner to make Furcorn, one of the cutest little monsters on the island. And then I am just stuffing the inside of that. I use a pill bottle to get it to stand up. I do fill it out a little bit later. You can see it's kind of just laying there, like not as full as what it should be. And then I'm just taking 2 little pieces of green pool noodle and hot gluing it to the bottom for feet. And then on the top of Furcorn's head, he has like a little twig with a little leaf sticking out. So I'm just taking a twig from outside and getting like a little faux leaf and just hot gluing it to the top of his head to get it to stand out. And then I am adding a little more hot glue and just trying to get that to stand upright. And then I grabbed up these package of big eyes. I think these ones I got at Dollar General, but I'm pretty sure you can get them at Dollar Tree too. And I am just gluing some eyes on this little guy. I did decide later he needed a little more stuffing just to fill out that little that hand glove cleaner. But he was kind of looking like an owl at one point. He had like the points on both sides of his head, and Furcorn is really like kind of dome shaped on top. So I just take 2 of those little strings from either side and tie them together so it looks, pulled together at the top. And that was like literally the best completing part. Now he looks, just like Furcorn from Singing Monsters. And I just take another piece of pool noodle, and this time I'm just taking a black marker and making it black. You guys, this is where I needed more time. Furcorn has like these sharp white teeth, and I really wish I would have had a white paint pen to make the white teeth. It would have been the perfect completing touch. Next up, I am doing Ghast. Ghast is like a cat salamander ghost thingy. He's one of the monsters on Singing Monsters, and my daughter loves him. So I saw this little raccoon dog toy at Dollar Tree. I'm like, that kind of has the same shape, head, and body as Ghast. And then I found this little felt piece of material at Dollar Tree as well. So I'm like, let's do this. Let's just see where it all lands. And honestly, this was so easy. This might have been my easiest one. This was just too simple. So I just hot glued that material right over the top, and then I'm just cutting off the excess to get the shape of Ghast. And I'm just trying to get those sides tucked in really well, adding a little more hot glue and just wrapping around to the back so I can get the perfect shape. Oh my God, and there he is with the ears sticking out now. I'm like, okay, this was the right choice. This is really turning out cute. the little bottom part of my ghost. He just kind of wisps off at the end. And then I'm just taking a black magic marker or permanent marker, and he's just got like a little kind of a line for a mouth. So I'm adding that there. And then my only finishing piece I wish I would have done for Guest is to paint the eyes yellow. He has like where the whites are supposed to be, it's supposed to be yellow for him. So I wish I had more time to go back and get like a highlighter and just make that yellow. Other than that, I just take 2 strips of the felt, bend them a little bit at the end so they stand out, and then hot glue the tips to his body, and that makes his arms. Gas also does have like these kind of like spheres floating around him that he can manipulate. I would have added that. I mean, you easily could have just done like bath bombs or something. They would have been the perfect shape and size. But honestly, I didn't know how to get them like to stand up in midair. You'll see. I end up gluing Gas to a wall to get him to look like he's floating, but I just didn't know how to do the balls that were supposed to be floating around him. Next up is Toe Jammer. Toe Jammer was a complete surprise. I didn't know I was going to be doing Toe Jammer until I got to Dollar Tree. And I saw this cloche and I'm like, that is like literally the perfect shape to be Toe Jammer. So all I'm doing here, again, so simple. I'm just taking a healthy amount of Mod Podge and brushing it all over the plastic cloche. And then I had picked up some tissue paper, some colored tissue paper. And literally so easy. I'm just covering it over with the tissue paper, the blue tissue paper, patting it down, and then just trimming off any excess that are sticking out funny. You'll see I do that like towards the end. And then remember, when you're doing something like this, always pull up the reference piece. Like always pull it up and continue to look at it just to make sure you're not missing any details. Toe Jammer's got this cute little pink mouth. So again, I'm using my tissue paper, and just to make lips, I'm just, kind of crunching them up in that oval circle shape. And then I hot glue it to him. Now I couldn't do it right away, but later I do go back with a magic marker and just paint or just marker black inside the mouth. So you can see that it's, just not all blue. This was just so simple. A couple of these were just so easy. I was like, really? And then I'm, of course, putting some eyes on them. They all kind of got like rings around their eyes. You'll see. I wish I would have had time to do more detail to it. But I still think they turned out very good. And my daughter was super excited when she saw everything. And next, to get Toe Jammer's toes, the shape of the toes, I'm just using these Rolos. I was like, what could I do most bang for my buck here? And so the Rolos were close enough to the shape of. So again, I'm just taking some blue tissue paper and gluing a couple little dots on the Rolos, and then I'm gluing them onto the bottom rim of the cloche that's supposed to be Toe Jammer. I don't do it all the way around, but I do like maybe 6 of them, 7 of them. Just enough to where you get the idea that it's Toe Jammer. He's got toes sticking out all over. Next up is Noggin. And you guys, I know I keep saying it's so simple, it's so easy, but literally this one was like a bucket with some eyeballs, and that is it. I'm telling you. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this old bucket from Dollar Tree that we had, this gray bucket, and I'm just cutting out the back. You'll see I'm going to use it kind of like as his mouth. He's got like a piece over the front of his body that's supposed to be like his mouth. And I'm just kind of, taking off all the excess and trimming off all the excess. Then I'm taking my magic marker here. Why do I keep saying magic marker? This is a permanent marker. This is a Sharpie. And then just like the image of Noggin, where it almost looks like he's a brain or a rock that has brain matter on it or something. And I am just coloring in those lines all over and then adding some eyes. You guys, could that be any easier? That's so simple and so easy to do. You just have to use your imagination and look at how cheap and literally everything turned out so cute. So here I am trimming off a little bit of the excess of that plastic piece we cut earlier, and we turned the gaping hole towards the back, and it still stood up nicely without that extra piece of bucket. And then I'm just gluing on his mouth, and that is that's it. I'm telling you, this was such a fun and easy one to do. I was really happy with everything. Oh, that's right. Noggin has hands. I forgot. Because he plays the drums on his head, so he's got like these giant hands sticking up. So I had to figure out a way to get some hands sticking up and hanging over his head. So I'm just using a little wooden dowel. The dowels I got at Dollar General, but I'm telling you, they sell them at Dollar Tree. I know they sell them at Dollar Tree. I was just there and picked them up. So I'm just zip tying some latex gloves that I stuffed with a paper bag, a plastic bag. Just a little grocery bag, and getting them to kind of stand up but flop over, because if you look at the picture of Noggin, like they kind of flop over the top where he's drumming himself on the head. And you do want to stuff the glove a little bit to give it a little bit of body so it'll stand up and not just flop all the way down. But this was so cute. I'm telling you, this turned out really good. I don't know how it turned out so good, but it turned out very good. The next one is Kana. This was a little bit more detailed and a little bit more difficult, but she is my daughter's favorite, so we had to do Kana. So I just grabbed a couple of plastic bottles that I thought resembled the shape of her body. So this is just a $1 dish soap bottle that we got from Dollar General. And then what I'm using for her head is a plastic bottle that had like the scented beads in it. I just dumped everything out, and I'm cutting holes in them. I'm cutting the hole in the bottom of the scented bead jar so it will sit nicely on top of the dish soap bottle. The dish soap bottle, I cut the back open. You'll see it was supposed to house a couple of little votives that I got from Dollar Tree. I got a 3-pack, and of the entire 3-pack, only one worked. I was so mad. So I did end up just putting that one that worked up in the head instead of in the body, but oh, it would have been so cute. I just didn't have time to run out and grab another pack. I was so mad. So I am just running hot glue all over the front. And then I'm taking yellow tissue paper, so it's kind of like you can see the light glowing through it, and then cutting off the excess. I'm only doing it on the front because I don't have any open parts in the back to where the yellow should be showing through. And I'm just covering her from top to bottom. You really want to get the shape of her body, so make sure everything is like pushed down to the sides. And that's perfect. And then to get like that volcanic rock look, I am just taking brown paper sandwich bags, crumpling it all up, and then using this as her body. So unfortunately, this is the back. I didn't realize that until after. But I am going to be cutting a hole in the middle and kind of making a big circle shape where her belly is, because that is supposed to be where you saw the tea lights lighting through. It would have looked so awesome, you guys, I'm telling you. I still have to run out, which my daughter still has the Kana doll, so I need to go out and get her some more votives to throw in there. And then just kind of make sure that neck is really showing so you can see the shape of her body, because that's what makes her Kana, not just a big blob. And then take another bag and put it over the top of the head. And then this one, I just cut off a little excess on the top, I think, and then tucked the rest inside the head. The jar I left open so we could throw a votive down inside. Yep, and you just really want to work at getting that shape, make her look really like contoured and detailed. And then there you have it. There's the shape of Kana. And I'm just very slightly tearing open that brown paper bag on top. You want a few slits in the top to reveal some of that yellow paper and that transparent look. Look, I just threw the votive in and you can see it glowing. It's so cool. And so then I'm just doing the slightest, teeniest hole there where her mouth is going to be. And I'm just ripping, just very, very lightly ripping and then cutting, trying not to cut the yellow tissue paper underneath. And I'm just making a little mouth so that that light can glimmer through. And I'm just rolling up the tiniest little shreds of paper and making lips. Later, I do go back and use that purple material I used for Gast and that felt and make her lips purple because her lips are purple in the game. And it just gives it some definition. And of course, she's got to have some eyes. It's so cute that you can see the light flickering. I love that we got the flicker lights too, because it's like flickering through the top. My daughter couldn't control herself. She had to come in and help a little. And then what I'm doing here is I just cut up a couple of thick strips of paper, the brown paper bag, crumpled it up, and then glued arms and legs on her. And I set her up on top of just a can of vegetables or something so that you could see her legs hanging down. Next up is Geode. Geode's the one that I had all these ideas that I wanted to do. And I was actually pretty pleased with how it turned out. They have all of these matching clear pink plastic serving dishes in Dollar Tree. And this is what I really envisioned, but it didn't kind of take shape until I was actually there and working with all the pieces. So for Geode's body, I just did two of those those uneven bowls and glued those together. And then I took two of the fluted bowls and glued those together to make the head. So that's Geode's body. And next I'm going through and just trying to make her drums, her geode drums. They go tall on the sides and then kind of like lower in the front. And I was just working with all the different shapes. You can kind of see it take shape here as we go. So this is where I took some creative liberty because, you know, Geode has like very cylinder looking, not cylinder, but like rectangular looking drums. So I just wanted a bunch of different shapes in there. I thought it would be cooler if we did something like that. And there was a bunch of pieces to incorporate. So I have some of the popcorn buckets together, the two smaller plastic cups, the big bowl, and then more of the angled serving bowls. And this is just how it all took shape. I think it looks so cute. And I'm just gluing her eyes on here. Next, Geode, you can see by the picture that I put up, she has all of these cool looking crystals sticking out of the top of her head. So to achieve that, I just used the plastic scoops. There's like a big scoop and a small scoop, and it's all the same material. It's all that clear pink plastic. And so I had bought this birthday tiara at Dollar General, and I'm just gluing them to that tiara and gluing the tiara to her head. And I got all of these scoops, and then the stems of the scoops I put towards the middle of each of the scoops just to give it some extra pizzazz and extra crystals. And I got that all glued together, and I'm just gluing the tiara onto Geode's head. And I think she looks so awesome. That was like way cooler than anything I could have ever imagined. And I was really happy with how it all turned out. And this is my daughter. Needless to say, she really, really loved her party. And the cake is just a chocolate cake that I added some pretzels to make look like the eyes of the colossal island that they stand on and sing. And that's it. And just a few candles and that little singing monsters sign that they give in the back. And look, everyone turned out so cool. You can see Kana glowing in the background. And at nighttime, you guys, when it's all dark, she glows really well. You can actually see it through the bottom of her belly, just through that one votive at the top. And this is it. This is Geodie and her stand. Oh my gosh, be still my heart. Everything turned out amazing. I just scattered some sea glass to look like extra crystals.
You. Come on, no touch. Happy birthday, dear Eva. Happy birthday to you. We love you so much.
You guys, I was so happy with all of this. My daughter loved it, and that's all that really matters to me, is making them happy on their birthdays. You guys, let me know, what would you have done differently, if anything? Do you guys even play Singing Monsters? Do your kids play Singing Monsters? I think it's such a cute little game. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you see something you like. Comment, let me know how you think it turned out, and I'll talk to you all next time. Thanks for showing up. Bye.